Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and guys, we got breaking news for Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Project Multi, the upcoming new game, is going to be getting new information. A short video update. I'll go over all the time, the dates, and everything that you need to know. We're also going to go over a Dragon Ball Daima nomination. There was an award nomination that Daima got. It's been getting a few of them, right? I think it recently had anime awards, if I recall correctly, which that is already done. I think Solo Leveling won that, so shout out to Solo Leveling. And then we also had the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, which I don't know if that has happened yet or not. I don't keep up with it, but we already went over that. And then also we have some Dragon Ball Legends collaboration, Shallot and Giblet figures that I wanted to go over. So you don't have to watch that part of the video. You're mainly probably here for the Dragon Ball Project Multi information. So let's go over this because this is really exciting. We kind of expected it. We had a lot of leaks going around, which I'll catch you up to speed with. But Dragon Ball Project Multi on the 4th, so in about 2 days from now, I think it's at 9 p.m. CST, so that's going to be, I think, 7 p.m. I think that's PST, and then it's going to be 10 p.m. EST, if I recall correctly. The producers will release a video on the state of the game. It'll be packed with full new info, so don't miss it. If you click on the link for it, as you can see right here, latest update from the producers. So we're finally going to see the actual producers of this game, like who's going to be involved in it. We know the actual developers. It's Gambarion, which developed Dragon Ball Fusions, if I recall correctly. And they also did the Jump Superstars and Ultimate Stars games on the DS. So they're a great company when it comes to anime games, especially Dragon Ball. I think they cook for the most part. And we already know. We've seen gameplay about this. If you guys don't know what Dragon Ball Project Multi is, it is a, I think it's like a, was it like a 4 or 5 player MOBA game where it's like Pokemon Unite or League of Legends or I think like Dota or whatever. They're all, you know, pretty good games if you like that genre. I think this is going to be a new, fresh take on the Dragon Ball series, something different that people can enjoy. And it was to be expected that they would do a game like this, right? So it premieres in 2 days, June 4th at 9 p.m. They said they messed up the time for it. They said there was a mistake in the release date of the video. The correct release date will be this time, which I think it's the same exact time. I don't think they fucked up unless they did. I don't know. But the description here, they're just talking about the state of the game. So this is likely, it could be a actual official title reveal, a release date reveal, or maybe even like a beta if they're going to do another beta, okay? This is very important. So you definitely want to tune into this if you're interested in it. I think every Dragon Ball fan should watch this just because this is the upcoming Dragon Ball game that we're getting this year. And even if like you're not really a fan of the game, I think it's worth tuning into. For the time link, it's very short, okay? So you're not going to have to wait too long for them to like, you know, talk about a bunch of bullshit. They're not going to yap on and on about like, you know, pointless shit. I don't think. It's a 6 minute and 36 second video, okay? This is not a live stream. This isn't a live event. This is a pre-recorded video that they're premiering on YouTube. And the interesting thing is that it's going to be on the Global Bandai Namco Entertainment mobile games YouTube channel. So they are likely going to be doing Dragon Ball Legends style of videos. You know, the Dragon Ball Legends. What do they call it now? Game reveals and stuff. They don't call it that anymore. Something else, right? Basically, anytime there's news, they're going to update with a premiere video on their YouTube channel. That's going to be, you know, a pretty short clip or whatever, going over everything. And you're going to have the actual producers there discussing the game, talking about what's going on with it. You know, potentially, like I said, it's likely going to be a name reveal and maybe like a beta or a release date, right? No confirmation, but that's kind of what we're expecting, okay? So for the leaks, right, it's expected that the game will be called Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. That might be the official name. There were leaks of it on Steam. They changed the name back to Dragon Ball Project Multi because it was likely a mistake, and that just goes to show that they're getting ready to reveal this stuff because they probably had the intention of revealing it, and whoever was in charge of changing up, I guess, the, you know, like updating the name, they fucked up. They did it too early, and they're like, wait a minute, we didn't even premiere the video yet that reveals it. So this is likely going to be that reveal, right? As you can see right here, Dragon Ball Project Multi got changed to Gekishin Squadra, and then they changed it back if you go into SteamDB. There was also a trademark that further suggests and, confirms that this is going to be the title. Bandai Namco did trademark the name Gekishin Squadra. They did the same thing for Sparking Zero, where it was like a week or two before, like it was like a month before they actually revealed the official name, and that ended up being the official name, right? So that's it for really that you need to know. Tune into it. We'll be there on June 4th. I might live stream it. We'll see. I will be covering all the information and news because this is the next new Dragon Ball game, and I'm actually pretty excited to play this game whenever it does drop, right? And like I said, give it a chance, okay? The gameplay, there's several videos you can go on my channel. I've gone over like a walkthrough of the entire game, what you need to know about it. For some people, it's not really all that exciting. It's not like a Sparking Zero or a Xenoverse 2 or like a Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's not really a fighting game. It's more of a MOBA. It is a MOBA, and so, I mean, there is fighting kind of involved, but like there's a lot more strategy involved. It's more team-based, so it is a different type of game, right? But it's not like Dragon Ball The Breakers, for example, or like a card game like Dokkan or whatever, right? This is a mobile game that is also going to be on PC/Steam, so at least you can play it in a console way, kinda. But the mobile version was actually very good. It ran very well, right? So moving on here, the news for Dragon Ball Daima. It had been nominated for the Astra Awards presented by the Hollywood Creative Alliance for 2025. Again, I don't know when this is or if it already happened. I don't expect Dragon Ball Daima to win, but that's really impressive that it could get nominated for this award. Kids' Choice Awards. I think it was in the Anime Awards. Dragon Ball Daima is doing really well. Despite what people think about the series or whatever, it's a good anime, right? It is generally a good anime if it's being nominated. And again, I'm not saying it's going to win or it will ever win, but just getting a nomination for something like Dragon Ball Daima is pretty impressive, okay? Last thing I wanted to go over because I find this stuff interesting. I think this is really cool. These, I believe, are the first official Shallot and Giblet figures, okay, for Dragon Ball that you can actually like purchase or whatever. This is really cool. Dragon Ball Legends and Tamashii Nations have a collaboration with Shallot and Giblet. You have the Shallot figure looking fantastic in his pose. Everything's iconic there. Look at that. He has Super Saiyan Blue. And I believe Giblet has a Super Saiyan God part for him. Apparently, Figure Arts and Tamashii Nations, they do this shit where you have to buy... They basically force you to buy the other figures, right? But one thing that I love about Giblets is that he actually has like an actual felt, like full-on fucking cape or hoodie thing or whatever, right? Like this is really cool. And it looks really good. There is in his pose from like the Dragon Ball Legends artwork. He's got his Super Saiyan God transformation. And then right here, that's not all. A Swabble head part to transform Giblet into Super Saiyan God is also included. And you have a bonus that comes with Swabble head and tail parts for the God State of Shallot. Sold separately. So I guess you have to buy the Giblet set in order to get God Shallot because he has blue instead, right? I think that's kind of dumb, but apparently that's how they do it. I don't really purchase these figures. I'll get them as gifts sometimes, but that's it. And you can make them fuse. That's cool. There's no Shallot figure yet, but that is, I thought, pretty cool. So that's going to be apparently releasing in January. So pre-order it if you can. I don't know if there are any links on here. Probably not because they're not out yet. But yeah, I just found that interesting. Again, this part of the video, these last couple of parts, I just wanted to throw it in here because this is just, it's stuff that I like and I care about, so I like to talk about it. But yeah, the Dragon Ball Project Multi thing is the main thing. That's what you need to know. In terms of the other games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Sparking Zero, Xenoverse, Dokkan, Legends, all that stuff. Legends, we know, is having its anniversary going on right now. Part 2 is probably going to be within the next couple of weeks. Xenoverse 2 recently got its Daima DLC, so don't expect any information or news or updates on Xenoverse other than our weekly, free updates for like raids and like, things that they're adding after the launch of the DLC. Sparking Zero, we went over video. You can watch that I went over yesterday. We're likely not going to get any information on DLC 3 for probably until like next month. Kakarot is getting its DLC released next month as well. Breakers is dead. And that's it. That's all you really need to know. Dragon Ball Project Multi, like I said, is the upcoming Dragon Ball game. There's not really anything else going on. So thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell. I'll keep you guys posted and updated on any and all Dragon Ball news as it releases. And we will be going over all the Dragon Ball Project Multi stuff. I'm very excited for this game. And let me know down in the comments if you are excited or if you're interested and want to try this game out on release. Peace out.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.